صباح الخير مشاهدينا وين ما كنتوا عم بترافقونا بشاشة او تي في. أنا مثل كل مرة جويل برحب فيكم من امباسادورز كورنر. إن شاء الله هالنهار أكيد يحملكم طاقة إيجابية وما تسمعوا إلا الأخبار الحلوة. بيسعدني اليوم بهالمناسبة رحب بسعادة سفير كولومبيا في لبنان السيد ادوين أوستوس الفونسو. امباخادور. Hola.
Hola, thank you
¿Cómo
so much.
está?
I'm very good, thank you so much. Muy bien, gracias.
Por mí es un honor recibirle hoy en la televisión de OTV. It's a great honor for me hosting you today. You're most welcome. Bienvenido.
Thank you again. Thank you for the words in Spanish also. Thank you.
My dream is to travel personally to Colombia.
Oh, that's great.
Colombia es un país que está muy bonito. But actually, I need to know more on the geographical map. Where is Colombia located? And to show this to our dear audience. And what is the very beautiful capital?
Yes. Thank you for this question. Well, mainly what I can tell you about Colombia geographically is that we are located in the north part of South America. Okay. In this north part of South America, our borders are with Panama, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, and Venezuela. Mm-hmm. And geographically also it's important to tell you that Colombia is in a very strategic location. Mm-hmm. We have surrounded by two oceans, the Caribbean Sea and also the Pacific Ocean. At the same time, we have 5 regions in Colombia: mm-hmm. the Orinoquia, the Amazon, the Pacific region, the Caribbean, and the
Cinco Rios?
5 regions, uh-huh. 5 regions in all the country, yes.
Okay.
That's what I can tell you about geographically about my country, yes.
Definitely. And about the capital, what can you tell us?
Well, about the capital is 2,600 above the level of the sea. It's Bogota. It's a very beautiful city. Bogota is around 8 million, the population of Bogota is around 8 million people. And well, fortunately, we have several institutions into the city. But we have another cities that are also important in Colombia because Colombia is a country of regions. We have Medellin, we have Cali, we have Barranquilla, amazing. And Bucaramanga and other cities that are also important.
So it's a must to visit Colombia.
Yeah, for sure.
See,
yes.
There are multilateral principles in Colombia. If I'm not mistaken, there are 5.
Yes.
Can you just enumerate them briefly, Excellency?
Yes, we have some principles that are really important in our foreign policy, sorry. Mm-hmm. And one of them is the respect for international rule of law. Why? Because Colombia is following all about the treaties that we have in the international arena. It's extremely important for the Colombian foreign policy to talk about that we respect always the international rule of law. Secondly, sure. It's extremely important to mention that resolve peacefully any kind of conflict that we have in the international arena. Is important to always take into account, resolve that kind of conflict peacefully.
Any conflict that may arise.
Yes, any sure. conflict that may mm-hmm. arise. That's one of the principles that we have in Colombia that are extremely important. Also, we are part of the main organization, international organizations in all the world. Of course, we are part of the United Nations, but other organizations also in the Americas and in the region, in the Caribbean also, and in South America also. We are part of this organization. And finally, I can tell you that Colombia is a country that respects the solidarity and humanitarian actions. I will show you later about this action that we have taken. For example, the people can see on the TV that the President Petro shaking hands with the Secretary General of the United Nations. That is something extremely important in our relation with the United Nations. Also, we have the activity that has been made by the Minister of Foreign Affairs in several meetings that we have in the Security Council. By the way, I need to tell you that just a few days ago, Colombia has been elected as a non-permanent member of the Security Council.
Fantastic.
So we are going to be for 2 years in the Security Council, and that is great news for Colombia in the international organizations. And of course, one of the topics that are really important are related also with the solidarity. For example, the people can watch on the TV.
As we see on the slide.
On the TV, they can show also the international assistance that we provide to Lebanon.
Showing on the screen, right? Okay.
Yes, and the main idea is that we can, that people can realize that, for example, during the difficult time that we had in Lebanon last year, Colombia assists Lebanon. We bring assistance to health assistance to the hospital here. I have a meeting with the representative of the Ministry of Health, and that was really important. And also, we are part of UNIFIL, and we are part of the meetings that we have with UNIFIL, with the other colleagues from the other states that are part of these important organizations to construct and to help also Lebanese society. Yes.
Do you have a battalion here in Lebanon?
No, we have one representative in UNIFIL, and he is working in this organization also. Yes.
Okay. The main interest, as we are talking about the foreign policy in Colombia, what are the main interest or the main focus of this foreign policy? Can you tell us more?
Yes, the foreign policy of the current president, Gustavo Petro, is extremely important because we are developing different themes that are extremely necessary, not only for Colombia, but for the international organization itself. One of them is the culture of peace. When I mention about the culture of peace, I will explain you later with some of the pictures that I bring for you. This is relevant because we have in a peace agreement in Colombia that I will explain you. Another principle that we are handling is gender equality.
Yes.
Of course, gender equality is extremely important. And the other topics that we have and that we handle is measures to protect the environment, and finally, recognition of multicultural Colombia through the festival. In the case of the peace, I will show you, for example, that on the TV,
on the screen,
yes, on the screen. For example, when signed the peace agreement in Colombia in 2016. This was a very relevant event that we have in the country because we have a conflict for more than 50 years in Colombia. And finally, we could get a peace agreement in Colombia during that time. Also, you can see on the TV another specific topic when the president, Gustavo Petro, granting property titles to rural workers. And this is part of the process that we have in Colombia for reconciliation. It means after the peace process that we have, we are working on some issues that are extremely relevant about that. And I have another topic, for example, I had made several presentations about the peace process in Colombia. One of them was in the University of San Joseph, when I made a conference about the peace agreement in Colombia, and this was extremely relevant also for your information.
Es estupendo, embajador. Es estupendo. Well, actually, when you are talking about gender equality,
Yes.
and as we know that you are a very active ambassador and all the activities that you have undertaken so far are very important. What can you tell us, or how can you elaborate about the activities performed by the embassy in terms of gender equality?
That's great. Very, very important question. In gender equality, we try to show what are the advances that Colombia already has. We have been working for a long time in order to have gender equality in Colombia. For example, every time that I go to do presentation in the school or universities, I'm referring, for example, what is the level of gender equality that we have, for example, in our parliament, in our Congress. Now, 30% of women are, 30% in the Congress are women, and it's a very important percent that we have to try to have a better gender equality in Colombia. Amazing. That's one of the aspects that I try to show here. But also at the same time, we try to have conferences about gender equality. For example, recently we have in the Cervantes Institute one of the events that we held with the assistance with another countries, and we were part of a conference regarding gender equality. And also, for your information, is extremely important, we were trying to get also to support the feminist platform that you have in Lebanon here.
Estupendo.
So I was there in that meeting, and for sure we try to do our best to support this kind of activities in Lebanon.
Es fantástico.
Thank you.
Indeed, es fantástico, Excellency.
Yes.
What are the, let's go to the environment. What are the environmental activities that Colombia is hosting nowadays?
Oh, well, in hosting, we had last year, for example, one of the most important events in the environment in the world. we held in Cali in Colombia, the biodiversity of COP16 in Colombia. And it was extremely important because in the international arena, COP16 is extremely relevant in order to protect biodiversity. So thousands of delegates from all around the world, they made part of this meeting that was extremely relevant. And the government of Colombia is pushing so much in order to protect the environment. One of the ways to protect the environment is also to try to have or using clean energies. For using clean energies is also another aspect that the foreign policy try to, that the other countries know about what is the advances that already Colombia has. Yes.
From environment to festivals.
Yes.
The best part.
Well, yes, festival. I hope you have the opportunity also to go to Colombia when we have these festivals. Regarding the festivals, why is so important festivals in Colombia? Because it's a recognition of how different we are inside of the country. So it's a recognition that we are different cultures in every of the territories that we have. So every territory or every cities, they have their own festivals. And one of the most beautiful festivals that we have is, for example, the Carnival of Barranquilla in the north part of the country.
Yes.
Carnival of Barranquilla is extremely beautiful. It's an expression of multicultural the multicultural activities that we do in there, and also recognition of the people. For example, Shakira is from Barranquilla.
Wow.
Shakira is part of this Carnival of Barranquilla, and it's very important that the people know about that. Another, for example, in South, we have the Carnival of Black and Whites, and it's extremely beautiful. When you have the opportunity to go to Colombia, please go to these festivals. The Carnival of Black and Whites is another one.
So this is an invitation to the public, to the Lebanese audience, to travel to Colombia.
To travel to Colombia, yes.
Just opening the small brackets, is it easy for Lebanese, of course, to get a visa or to travel to Colombia? If all the file is complete, there is no issue about it?
Yes, we have a normal procedure, no? For all related about the visas. Yes, for sure, we have a procedure and the people follow that procedure, and it's very simple, no?
La duración para viajar a Colombia, what's the time, flight time, Excellency?
The flight time is around 19 hours by plane.
Wow.
19 hours, because you need to go, there are several ways to go to Colombia. You can go through Madrid, through Paris, through Istanbul, and direct flight from those cities, you go directly to Bogota. Yes.
Amazing. Let's go to the part that handles educational matter between Colombia and Lebanon.
Yes.
Tell us more, please.
Thank you. Well, basically, talking about education, it's extremely relevant to tell you that we have a scholarship. It's a scholarship, and this is a great opportunity for all the Lebanese people to be part of this scholarship 2025 of Colombia. In this scholarship, if it's possible that you can use the screen, yes,
on the
because
screen.
I like to show you, for example, that this scholarship is covering everything about the tuition of the cost in the universities, health insurance in Colombia, a monthly stipend of $700 for the student courtesy visa, and foreign identification with the immigration card in Colombia. So we are going to be this scholarship, and the final day, the closing is this June 14th. Please, students, if you want to go to Colombia to study a PhD or a master's degree, this is an excellent opportunity. This is an excellent scholarship where you can apply for going to my country.
How can they apply, Excellency?
They can apply online. So we have the information here also.
Yes.
And they can apply online directly. They just need to choose the university in Colombia and the program where they want to study the master's degree or the PhD. Yes.
Amazing.
And also, I will show you another campus that we have in Colombia, some universities campus that we have for studying in medicine, in architecture, in social science, etc., in engineering, no? And we have some activities that are really relevant. For example, you can see on the TV one of the stands that we have as an embassy in Lebanese American University, promoting studies of Lebanese in Colombia. That is extremely important for our embassy, that the people, the students in Lebanon, they know the program, that we have it, the scholarship. And if they want to study Spanish also, we have an excellent institute where they can learn also Spanish in Colombia. So the main idea, the people and the students of Lebanese, the Lebanese students could go to my country. Yes, you can go, of course. You can go, of course. Yes, you are very welcome, you know. Yes.
Thank you. Excellency, as I have seen, or to what we know, that the contest of Fabriano was in all the schools, Lebanese schools, basically. Can you elaborate more about Fabriano contest in collaboration with the embassy here
Yes,
of
we have
Colombia?
been. Yeah, thank you for the question. Yes, it's very nice. This is a collaboration that we have made with the Fabriano contest in 2024 and in 2025. In 2024, we have, for example, this collaboration allows to have a note made by the Ministry of Education of Lebanon, and during this note of the Ministry of Education of Lebanon, they mention, for example, that Colombia, the country of beauty, was in 2025 part of the themes that the contest already had. And this year is Colombia, the power of life. So the main idea that the students be part of this contest. Fortunately, we get the support of some companies, and in 2024 we have
El poder de la vida.
The power of life. Yes, is extremely important because we know that Lebanese students and in general they want to go to Colombia. So we have been in several schools. For example, you can show on the TV some of the schools where I had been already. I made presentations in 35 educational institutions in Lebanon. I have been in 29 schools. I have been in 29
During this
schools.
year?
Last year and this year.
Yes.
Year. And it has been an excellent opportunity to know your beautiful country, the beautiful Lebanon, and to show more about Colombia, that they know about the gender equality, to know about the culture of peace,
the scenery,
about clean
the
energies,
landscape.
everything related about that.
Yes.
And suddenly we have the results of this is that more than 1,000 students from Lebanon, they paint about Colombia. And we have an exhibition recently, 1 month ago, about this exhibition that we had with the students. And it was beautiful to see how the Lebanese young generation paint and do their best in order to be part of the Fabriano contest. Yes.
And talking about education and elaborating a lot in the educational field, did you or have you get the chance to sign any MOU between the schools or the exchange of students between Colombia and Lebanon?
Yes, yes. Well, thanks to this effort that we had made from the embassy, we signed recently an agreement between 2 schools. One of the schools is here in Beirut, and the other one is in Bogota, in the capital cities, called the Sor Antonines. Notre Dame des Dons is the school here
Notre Dame des Dons?
Yes, here in Beirut. And we signed an agreement with the school in Colombia. It's Mercedes Nariño School in Bogota.
So this is for the exchange of students?
It could be for the exchange of the students, but the most important is doing activities together, meet each other, to have several activities in art or in contests by themselves, or just to send videos between the 2 cities to recognize what is the culture, everything related about, and to improve the abilities of the students in both schools. It has been very beautiful, this experience that we are going to have.
Very interesting, Excellency. And when it comes to talk about the Colombian communities here in Lebanon, what are the initiatives that the Embassy of Colombia here in Lebanon is trying to develop in order to embrace them more or to facilitate or make any formality easy for them?
Yes, that's right. One of the activities that we do is to have meetings with our Colombian communities, is to be together and to hear them, and also to explain them what are the activities that the embassy has been doing for the community and for a better representation of the. You can see in some of them, for example, before we brought the activities, and in this one, we signed an agreement with Lebanese American University Faculty of Psychology in order to provide assistance to our Colombian community. If they need assistance in psychology, we already have this agreement. For example, I'm going to have an activity about psychology after this important interview. And also, we have another of the activities that we made with another important university, and with the Faculty of Nutrition, and we have an activity with our Colombian community And it was extremely important because we get the support of this Faculty of Nutrition and in health nutrition for them. And finally, I can tell you that we have a library that is open for everyone who wants to go to the embassy. And we have the best writers of Colombia in this library. And this is also a service that we offer for the Colombian community.
It's open for everybody, for the whole public every day?
Yes, that's right. That's right. This library is for everyone.
We know that we had difficult times during 2024.
Yes.
And let's say that the Embassy of Colombia has always been generous to Lebanon. What have you made in order to, just to say that, to avoid or to try to finish from such turmoil?
Yes, yes. As I explained at the beginning, well, first of all, it was very important for us to help the Lebanese people. So that's why we brought from Colombia this important assistance. But moreover, with our Colombian community, we have two humanitarian flights to Colombia. We evacuate more than 200 Colombians from Lebanon through our Air Force. And
was it easy, Excellency?
It was difficult. It was difficult, but fortunately we get the support of the Lebanese authorities, and fortunately all was successful during that time. It was difficult because, you know, it was not easy for all of us during that time, but fortunately with the assistance of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Colombia and the Air Force of Colombia, we brought, yes, we can show on the street, on the screen, please.
And the evacuation plan, how was it?
Oh, we have an evacuation plan since long time ago, and it was successful.
For how many months did it last?
We have an evacuation, we have a plan, a contention plan since September 2023. Long time ago.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. So we advance in this plan every month.
Poco a poco.
Yes, poco a poco. And we try to send all the information. And also we try to help our Colombian community, giving to the medicine, food, mattress, also to try to get the support of shelters for them. It was tough, but fortunately we try to do our best for our Colombian community. Yes.
Wow, fantastic. With all these activities, Excellency, this is not easy, and you are trying to cope under all these matters and doing everything at the same time.
Yes.
This is really amazing.
Yes, I have a very good team.
Yeah,
I have a very good team at the embassy.
All the team of the embassy. The economic areas.
Yes.
How can you elaborate that the embassy is trying to develop or to promote or to seek?
Yes, well, basically,
future?
Thank you for this question also, because the economic issue is extremely relevant for the work that is made by the embassy. So the main areas that we try to do our best is in some specific products that are exporting from Colombia and they arrive here. Meat, for example, fruits, for example, coffee, that you know the Colombian coffee is, well, the best coffee is delicious, the best coffee, the best quality that we have in the world. Textiles also. There are several of the products that we produce and we try to bring also to Lebanon. Of course, we expected also that Lebanon could have products in Colombia, and they already selling. And the main idea is to cooperate each other and to grow each other. And that's the main idea that we have in the economic sector. We are trying to do our best to promote, of course, our companies and to do our best effort. And one of the sector that we have is, I will explain you later about that. Yes.
Sure thing.
Yes.
Promover el turismo es una cosa que es muy importante, to promote tourism.
Yes.
What are the main actions? And of course, now we will see a short video on the screen about tourism promotion.
Yes, yes. In tourism promotion, well, I can tell you that last year we have a farm trip. We choose 4 of the main companies, travel agencies that we have here in Lebanon. Thanks to the support of some other companies, it was extremely important, the support for this activity for ProColombia, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Colombia. Also, we get the support of Turkish Airlines. And thanks to this support, we have a great activity with these travel agencies. And these travel agencies, they went to Colombia and they have a farm trip to Bogota, the coffee region, and after the coffee region, they went to Cartagena.
Sí.
And thanks to that, we try to get closer between Lebanon and Colombia because we want more Lebanese people go to Colombia, and of course, more Colombian people who came here to Lebanon.
Sí.
And the main idea is to support so much about these kind of activities.
Ambassador Edwin, I've been traveling the world, the whole world, for a long time, but what I'm watching now, it's really fantastic.
That's great.
And this is an invitation to the whole Lebanese audience
Yes,
to visit the very beautiful country. Tell me more before we move to something else about the weather in general in Colombia.
Oh,
And
yes.
the culinary art, it is something to discover or to explore. Tell us more.
Yes, about the weather, I can tell you that Colombia is fantastic because
Yes.
if you go to the Caribbean Sea, you are going to find very nice and very good weather in Cartagena, in Santa Marta, in Barranquilla. It's going to be hot. If you go to the capital city, it's going to be cold all
Yes.
of the year because we are in an equatorial country. So in Bogota, it's going to be cold. If you go to Medellin, for example, you are going to have a weather extremely beautiful at the same time because
Yeah.
it's in the middle of the mountain. It's going to be another kind of environment and beautiful. And if you go to the Amazon jungle, it's going to be completely different. So it's a country of regions, and all the regions are excellent for any kind of activity that you like to do in tourism in
Sí,
several areas.
sí.
Yes.
Culinary art, it's really delicious to eat the Colombian food.
Yes.
Can you elaborate a little bit about the food, the Colombian food?
Well, the Colombian food, it depends of the region itself.
Sí.
Because if you go to the high mountains in Colombia, the food is going to be quite different from the food that you are going to find
The
in
traditional
the Caribbean.
food, maybe.
The traditional food.
Sí,
And it's
sí.
quite different from the Pacific region also at the
Sí.
same time. And all of them, they have delicious place, delicious and a place for everyone. So it's another kind of tourism that we have. In the gastronomy tourism sector, one of the topics is that the people discover the different kind of food that we have in the country. So of course, it's also a very good invitation that the people like about this kind of tourism that go to Colombia and discover in each region different place that we have in the country.
Embajador Edwin, es un honor de nuevo para decirle, para recibirle aquí en OTV. Before we close up, what is your message for or to the audience
Well,
who are watching us right now?
yes. Well, first of all, to invite all of you, because we are going to have an event on July 15. We are going to bring En Salsate from Colombia. It's a show of salsa music, and it's going to be very beautiful for the people that can join with us. We are going to have an idea. You are cordially invited to go with you. And the message that I can give you to the Lebanese people is a message of hope. A message that this country is improving, and I wish all the best for all the entire Lebanese society. I think the future is going to be much, much better, and I think the new generation are pushing so much, studying really hard to get a better future for the country itself. So this is the message that I can give to all and thank you so much for attending me in all these schools. The beautiful people of Lebanon always have been really good to me during this time.
Your Excellency, Ambassador de Colombia, Mr. Edwin, you're most welcome. Until we meet again.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Thank you for being with me, Joel, and for sure we will be having future meetings together.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this invitation.
مشاهدينا فاصل ونرجع لكم.